It's time now for super psychologist, Dr. Mara Karpel, and your golden years.
All right, and we are back. If you're just joining us, this is Dr. Mara Karpel and your golden years on Blog Talk Radio and on live stream and podcast. And now joining us on the phone, musician Ryan Rostrom, who we were just listening to. Ryan, are you there?
Yes. Hello, Mara. How's it going?
Welcome. Just so you know, there's a slight delay when we talk like this, so we don't talk over each other. So I also want to tell you that we're about to have a huge thunderstorm, so if something crazy happens, we get disconnected, that's why. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, where are you at? Are you down in Mexico right now, or Austin?
We're in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Now, where are you? Are you in Utah?
So I'm I'm in South Carolina right now, and we're also having a huge thunderstorm. So that's funny. I wonder if it's just a huge one or a few spread out ones or something.
Yeah, that is funny. Well, we both have this challenge.
Yeah, I hear it's been pretty hot up there lately, so it's probably good to get some rain.
Yeah, a little bit. It's been humid, so it's a good break. So Ryan, we were just playing one of your songs.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So that song is called Turning Wheel, and it's always good to hear it on the radio. I think that's the first time it's hit the radio in Austin, so I'm really excited about that. I'll probably be in Austin in October for Austin City Limits. So I'll start advertising, down the road. But anyway, so that one's called Turning Wheel. And that was I actually wrote most of that song back in high school and rewrote it just recently. And it's sort of about, I have this friend with anxiety and depression. So it's just kind of a pick-me-up song, with a good driving guitar part, heavy drums, and the lyrics are just sort of meant to get somebody to feel a little bit better, hopefully by the end of the song.
Okay, yeah, it is a feel-good kind of song. So
yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah. So, Ryan, back up a little bit. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your history. I saw on Facebook that you've lived all over the world. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your history and your musical history?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually grew up in Tokyo, Japan, of all places. So, I was there for about 10 years of my childhood. And I was born in LA, also lived in New York and London for 1 year, and then Utah after all that. So, and I spent 2 years in Hong Kong as well. So I've kind of been all over the world. Yeah. But I've always had a real love for music. It's something that's always sort of resonated with me, and I took piano lessons when I was young. And then it sort of sprung into sort of what it is now, which is like most of my life is music. So, yeah.
So you're a full-time musician.
Yeah, as of now. So I have one semester of college left, and I'm studying concert management at the business school at BYU.
Okay.
So I'll graduate around Christmas time and then start touring right after that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Great.
Yeah.
So are you performing a lot in Utah?
Yeah, so this summer I'm still setting up shows. Maybe I can say a little bit about my background just to sort of help you see where I've been, also where I'm at and where I'm going to. But I started off as sort of a session musician. So I've played for bands behind about 50 to 60 different singers. And so the singers, it kind of gave me a pretty diverse background, you know, because I was playing everything from a lot of pop, also a little bit of rock, a little bit of metal, but not really. It's not really my thing. But anyway, I kind of got a feel for just being on stage with tons and tons of different singers doing all kinds of different genres. And then on top of that, I was always in a couple of bands or whatever. And so that was sort of like where my passion was, just being on stage, and still where it is at. But after the session guitar thing, I sort of moved into the studio life. And so I took an internship at Rock Canyon Studios with Gaynor Brunson. And so he's just this amazing producer. He's worked with like the Beach Boys and Van Halen and Toto, and he's got this amazing background. Had a studio on Hollywood Boulevard before he moved to Utah. So that was really, really cool for me to move from sort of like the performance into being more like behind the scenes, working in the studio. So I did that for a while, and then from there I got hired to compose for a small animation studio where, that was another completely different feel of actually doing compositions and instrumental stuff. So that was, really long story short. That's sort of where I started. And then about a year ago, I just went solo as a performing guitarist / singer, and that's where I'm at today.
Okay, and you're performing around Utah because you said you're going on tour after you graduate. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah. So this summer we'll mostly be in Utah, maybe a couple shows out of the state, but haven't actually scheduled any yet.
And I thought I saw that you just came out with an album, a CD?
Yes, yeah. So that came out March 3rd. And so it's a 12-song album on the physical CD. And then I just released 5 of the songs online for download or iTunes and Spotify. So, so that was just in March. And that was big. A lot of work went into that one.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So, and Art just sent me a message that to mention before you came on. We had a little bit of a break, and we played the first song. We played "Shrouded in Mystery," and he wanted me to ask you about that. That was a little bit different than the last song.
Yeah, I would love to hear what you thought about it as well. But I'll give you a little bit of background. So, that song, I actually wrote it for a music video. I have this thing where I love to just climb mountains and like play guitar on the top and shoot music videos.
Cool.
So and I've done that before, but I wanted to write a song specifically, with no other reason other than it would just be really, really freaking cool to just play it on top of a mountain. And so that's what I did with Shrouded in Mystery. And so it's this epic instrumental, kind of got an 80s feel. There's violins and all that kind of stuff. And so the music video, I actually filmed it last summer, but I haven't yet released it. So that should be coming out pretty soon here.
Great. Now you sent us a third song, "The Show," and I'm going to ask Art to play that. But before we go to that song, can you talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's actually one of the first songs I ever wrote. That was way back at the beginning of high school. And so that one I actually wrote it about the sort of the moment that inspired me to start my own band. And so that was when I went to a Styx concert in Salt Lake. And have you ever seen Styx live or like classic rock bands?
Yes. Not Styx,
okay.
but I've seen,
Okay, yeah. Well, so you kind of know that it's like, they're in this massive stadium, like huge lights, like the sound was so loud, and it was just, it really impacted me. And so so anyway, I wrote the show about that show specifically and how it sort of inspired me to go into music.
Oh, great. Okay. So hang on the line because we're going to play a little of that song, and then I just want to talk to you for a few moments before we go off. Okay?
Great. Yeah.
All right. That definitely has that classic rock concert sound to it. And not to date myself, but that was all the concerts I went to in my teens and 20s. So.
Oh, that's amazing! I would have loved to have gone to more, back in like the 80s or the 70s.
That was my time, late 70s and through the 80s. So, but you definitely caught the feel of it. I love it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and then with that one, I brought in a little bit of electronic influence too, with some of the synthesizers. And so that's kind of the direction I'm moving in right now. I'm actually working with a bunch of DJs to try to fuse that classic energy with the modern synthesizers and productions and so forth.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So Ryan, if people are interested in buying your music, downloading it, or ordering your CD, or seeing your calendar where you're going to be playing and when you go on tour, is there one central place where they can do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now I do have the domain ryanrostrom.com. It's currently actually linked to YouTube, which is sort of my has been my main social media. It's not where my biggest following is, but yeah, YouTube is probably the best place to to find my music, get acquainted with the music videos, and from there you can find links to iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever it is whatever they use.
Okay. And that you can get that from the YouTube link? Okay. Yep. Okay, great.
Yep.
And people can buy your CDs that way?
Yeah, well, so there's links to iTunes and Spotify from YouTube, from the YouTube videos, so that's probably the easiest way to find it. Yeah, and so it's if you just type in Ryan Rostrom, ROSTROM.com, it'll bring it right up.
Great. Well, I'm going to post that link on the web post about this show later tonight, so people can just go to my website and click on the link, and it'll take them to your site. So
great.
Thank you so much for coming on the program. I hope I get to see you when you're here in Austin.
Yeah. So I think you interviewed Rhonda Nielsen a few weeks ago, and she's the one that got me in touch with all this stuff. So she's my booking agent right now, and so we're looking to get that lined up. She's doing an amazing job, just getting a lot of things starting to fall together. So I'd love to meet you while I'm there. Hopefully, it'll be, I think, October. So somewhere in that time frame.
Wonderful. So we'll keep that in mind. And good luck with everything that you're doing.
Thank you, and you too. I've been listening to some of your things, and it's you get a lot of really cool, interesting people, and you're definitely one of them too. So it's fun listening.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, you have a good evening.
Thanks.
Be careful in the storm.
Yeah, you too.
All right, thanks. And thank you again for coming on the program.
Great.
Talk
Thanks
to you
for having
soon.
me.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.